I do need. Here we go. Oh, you guys are absolutely amazing. Let me retweet this, and then we'll get it completely professional. By the way, completely professional. What's good, everybody? Welcome into. Oh, we're awful bright today. I got the door open over here. Welcome into the Coach and Bro Show. Our apologies. This one's completely on me. Our resident superstar, we're going to bring him in a second, our resident diva, who's got a brand new book. He's out there being the voice of his book. I don't know why he didn't ask me to be the voice. But we're here 2 days a week, and we got a ton to talk about today. I absolutely mean it. So without further ado, the man, the myth, the Vinny Roo, Vince Russo. And I have to apologize. I'm sitting here where I was like, literally, I'm sitting in my seat, producer man too. And we're like, okay, we're going to start in 4 minutes. And I was like, wait a second. I said, why does this not feel right to me? And it's completely on me because you covered your ass. And but we've had like 500 people waiting for an hour listening to Jimmy.
Wow, that's amazing.
Amazing. Wow, we played Jimmy Fingers music for an hour.
Oh, nice. Good for Jimmy, man. Good pub for Jimmy. That's awesome.
It's great pub for Jimmy. But Vince, before we even get started, first of all, how is the voiceover going?
Bro, it's grueling. I mean, today was day 3, Coach. Today was day 3. I think when I left, they said I only have 40 pages left. So I got to go back tomorrow, and then that's it. I'll be done.
Are you doing the tea like I taught you? Do you have the tea right next to you?
I got right here.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Vince, and by the way, real quick, because I know we're going to have a ton of questions today, a ton of super stickers. Tell the good people how they can be a part of the show before we even get started.
Yeah, guys, super sticker or donation over $5, and we'll put you right up on the screen, and we'll make you a part of the conversation. And if you go to the next level of $10 or more, what happens, Coach?
Oh, you get a spot on the Coach and Bro Let Wheel. It's so incredibly popular these days. We barely have room for it. But you don't have to stop at $10. If you want to do 20, 30, you can get 2, 3, 4 spots on the wheel. Whatever you want. We want to be as completely interactive as we possibly can. Vince, Jimmy Fingers is your boy. He's not my boy. Do you know why?
I have no idea.
We are nothing if not honest. And when somebody crosses the person who runs this show, I'm going to call him out. So guess what your boy did?
What did he do?
All right, so I feel like I've been very kind. I've been calling him out. We show pictures of him with all of our merch.
Mm-hmm.
Producer man, if you don't mind, could you throw up the little picture on the show, please? There you go. Do you know what that is, Vince?
That's merch. Yes.
That's merch.
Yes.
Do you have that merch, Vince?
I have his album.
You have his album?
Yes. Yes,
okay.
Because he knows I'm an album collector.
Okay. Oh, wow. So now I've got to heal on multiple people. Okay. So you don't have that merch, though. I do.
Yeah, I don't have that. No.
Okay. I don't have that merch either. Do you know who does have that merch?
Do not tell me Disco Dan down there. Do not tell me Disco Dan has that.
No, Disco Dan.
All right.
He doesn't.
Okay.
It's worse than that.
Who's that?
The man that we trust to run our lives, the man that runs the show.
Producer man?
Producer man.
Producer man has that and you don't? For all the time you put over Jimmy Fingers being the MVP, you must say Jimmy Fingers 10 times every show.
At least 10 times every single damn show. Nothing. Like today, we were just like, because we literally text. I swear to God, me and producer man, we must text 50 times a day. And he's like, oh, by the way, look what I got. It was an oh, by the way text. Look what I got. And he sends me this.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And then I got to thinking, okay, so did we really mess up on the time of the show? Or was it producer man and Jimmy wanting an hour-long concert of Jimmy's music on our channel?
Wow. Wait, hold on. Let me play my conspiracy theory music.
Let me hear it.
Let me hear it. Yes.
Let me hear it.
And not only that, that's a pretty cool looking shirt, Coach.
I would wear it.
Yeah.
I would wear it. I mean, it'd go with I've got all of my black hats I have my gray hats, everything I wear on every show. I'd probably even mention him on Sirius XM. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, Vince.
Coach, I was calling you out on Saturday night, bro.
What did I do?
Coach.
What did I do?
There is no way, no how that I don't even know what to call it. That fight was the biggest work I had ever seen in my entire life. And you're talking about ring rust? No, work, Coach, work rust. Work rust, Coach. I'll take my $2 million, you take your $1 million, and we'll be out of there in 17 seconds. Come on, Coach.
It's worse than that, Vince. And that's actually our first topic today. That's where we have to start. That was what everybody was talking about. And it also involved. So, Vince, what a lot of people fail to realize, when she was in her height, okay, she had multiple, not one, multiple wins by less than 30 seconds.
I know that. I know that. Yes.
And also the $2 million that you saw, that was just her base. That was the base. Because Jake Paul, I got to give him a lot of credit here. He does things. It's almost like whatever TKO would do, I do the opposite. Okay? And people are like, oh, it sucked. It was work. Vince, it could have been a work. I don't necessarily disagree with your take. I don't think it was. But everything I watched outside of the main event, which, it sucked that it was 17 seconds. I literally, Vince, this is a true story. I took my kids because I don't get a lot of time with them. So I took them to Michael the movie. Michael Jackson the movie.
Oh, great movie, right, Coach?
Great. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, great movie.
That was his nephew,
I know.
Yeah,
I know. It was amazing.
I mean, did you not feel like you weren't looking at Michael?
Spitting image.
Unbelievable,
and then as they changed his face as he got older.
Yeah, man. Amazing. Unreal.
So I took my phone and headsets, and the theater we have has like the, it goes into a recliner.
Yeah.
And they also have a table right in front of you. So I had like a little stand, and I had my thing up. I was good to go. And so I was texting with a buddy of mine who works at ESPN, and he's like, hey, Coach, what's the bet? What's the bet? I go, well, it's going to be under 1.5. I don't think it's going to go very long. Like, kind of half joking, half serious. And so I kept going back to check the score of the basketball game. So every time I'd go back to Netflix, I thought I was going back where it was live. I wasn't. So he's texting me, and all of a sudden he goes, oh, man, 17 seconds. And I go, what are you talking about? I was still in the pre-show, the package, right? And that was the other part of it, Vince, is that the timing of it was horrible. They had like the last 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
There was only 3 fights.
Yes.
Yep. And I'm like, it's as good as the production was, graphics amazing.
Yep.
Everybody's like, oh, it's empty. Vince, that new arena, remember when WWE played that arena and everybody thought it was empty, but it was actually sold out?
Yeah.
It's the way they did the seats and the lights in the seats.
Right.
It was 16,000 people were in there.
Yeah.
And so I said, what? He goes, don't blink. It's over. I go, you got to be kidding me. And so, of course, now I'm scrolling on Netflix. I'm trying to watch Michael scrolling on Netflix. And I'm like, holy shit. They just, I can understand why you would say that.
Well, Coach, here's what I'm looking at, and I really want to hear your theory. Now, Coach, obviously, when we're talking about UFC, I mean, you've got the knowledge of a 10, I've got the knowledge of a 1. So I'm talking about, like, I would consider myself a novice in UFC.
Okay.
I would, but I've seen enough.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ronda Rousey has not been in an octagon in 10 years.
Correct.
Okay. That is quite the gamble to do that off the bat. I'm thinking if you have not been in that octagon in 10 years, there's got to be that feeling out period. Because if you go for it the way Ronda Rousey did, that could either go for you or against you. That to me was an unbelievable risk. And I can't believe, and I know she had a history of doing that in the past, but I just can't believe after a 10-year layoff, she's going to immediately go for that. Okay, that's why I want to hear what you have to say.
So 2 things. She did not have a history of doing that. she had a history of doing judo moves. She's an Olympic in judo. That wasn't a judo move. That was a takedown. She never used to do that. So this is her camp saying, let's do something that Gina's not ready for. Number 2, in Gina's career, she never had any takedown defense. That was one of her things. She would stand and she would bang and she would throw. So that's Ronda's weakness, is she was never a boxer, never had great punches. She always took people down, did the arm bar, and that's why she won in 30 seconds. So it was really smart by her corner to say she's not used to this. She's not going to be ready for it. Let's duck in. And I think that's ultimately what happened. And also, Vince, think about this. If that was a work or whatever, Jake Paul is trying to make this thing legitimate. And there's no way in the world that Ronda Rousey, who's made it very clear she wants to be Dana White. That's who she wants to be.
Yeah.
And this is not a one-off to them. So I just think it was just the way Ronda used to work. And people forget, Vince, because she lost a couple. But before she lost those, she won this way every single time that she walked out there. So I just, and I know you're half joking, but you're half serious.
So this
and
was the
a
old
lot of
Mickey.
people thought.
This is the old Mickey telling Rocky, go in there with the right hand, It was that, right?
That's exactly right. It was
okay.
Yeah. In her entire career, total cage time, her whole career, she had 8 title defenses and then 22 minutes and 5 seconds.
That's
her
cool.
whole career.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I would just think with the layoff, that's the only reason I'm thinking. But yeah,
100%.
but what you're saying about Jake Paul, makes a hell of a lot of sense.
Correct. And what I thought too, because TKO was smack dab in the middle of this night, because Vince, they had an opposite field event, and it was a fight night. And a fight night, Vince, at their apex, it might hold 200 people. It might hold 200 people. And so they had an unbelievable number of UFC fighters that requested tickets to this event. And on top of that, they had, like Elle Duncan, who just came over from ESPN. She was the host. And then you had Tyron Woodley, former UFC fighter. And then Vince, they brought up John Jones, who next to Conor McGregor is the biggest star in MMA, even though he hasn't fought in a while. Vince, first of all, somebody needs to teach him to dress when he's on the show. But Vince, when he goes on there, he's like, yeah, I need to get out of my contract with TKO and UFC. I want to fight Francis Ngannou, all this kind of stuff. And the 35 minutes was embarrassing. And normally what happens, Vince, when you get to the main card of an MMA fight, it used to be 10 o'clock. Now that it's streaming and not pay-per-view anymore, it's like 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. And you just go. And whenever they're over, then you just keep fighting. You tell the fighters, you got to be ready by this time, but you could fight at this time. Right. That's the way the UFC does pay-per-views. And they didn't do that. So it was like 35. Yeah. But I'll say this, production was amazing. And wouldn't you say that what they were trying to accomplish is this, showing Netflix that Jake Paul continues to just kill the numbers. It was, when you go to Netflix, it was like number 1, bang, 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 bang. UFC on Paramount Plus wasn't even in the top 10 on Saturday night. And then you had the production, the graphics, all of that, because I think Jake Paul and his team want to show Netflix, if you invest in this, just like you do the NFL or all these other, live things, that we can make this viable. And from that perspective, don't you think it was a success?
I think it was a success, but now, Coach, the way you lay that out, it raises the question. If that's what Jake Paul is trying to do, and that's business, and that makes total sense, let's partner in this thing together. Come in on the ground floor. I totally get that. That's WWE's partner.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's very, very, very interesting to me.
And tell me why, Vince.
Because TKO, WWE, Netflix. Jake Paul with the what is it called again? The
MVP.
MVP, yes. MVP wanting to get in bed with Netflix.
Yes. Which tells you that Netflix does not give a shit on who their partners are. Now, when UFC did the Paramount deal for $7.7 billion, the narrative was they're trying to shut everybody else out of UFC. Netflix clearly says, if something brings us live event subs, we're going to partner with them. That was the first question, Vince, I asked is, what do you think TKO thinks about this? But it also made me think, number two, is WWE really delivering for Netflix like they think they're delivering for Netflix?
Do you think they're delivering? Do you think
not.
they think they're delivering? I don't think
I think
so
they think.
at all. You think they actually think they're delivering for Netflix?
I think TKO does. I don't know about Triple H and to me, Vince, it's the craziest thing. To me, they're two separate companies, even though they're one.
Yeah.
Because people talk about TKO and WWE. We do it here on the show all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this, Coach. If you had a crystal ball in front of you, how do you see this thing playing out?
So here's what I think, and I put out like a 3-minute video. I encourage people, go to my Instagram, and I laid out everything that they're trying to do. Because the one thing we do here at this brand is we educate you, and we give you solutions. I think it was a great first step because people are like, oh, the fights. Vince, he went and got the biggest stars you could find. Did he not? Like Ronda Rousey, biggest female star, because he wanted eyeballs. Then he wanted to show Netflix. So what now he has to do is, a lot of people don't realize he just signed a deal, Vince, with ESPN for all of the female boxers that he has quietly been signing over the last couple of years. He's got a stable of 20 to 30 female boxers. They have a TV deal. That's going to be on the ESPN app, which is also where I believe WWE lives. Yes, yes, it does. Right. So now what he has to do is, if you're a young fighter, and a lot of the contracts, Vince, for UFC have been coming out, Vince, it's embarrassing. John Jones has 8 fights left on his deal. Think about that. 8 fights. But Vince, none of them have a number attached. So have you ever heard of a contract where you go, all right, you got to fight for us 8 times, but every time you have to negotiate what you're going to get paid, and if you're not happy with it, they'll put you on the bench. Conor McGregor has 2 left. So to me, I think what this is going to lead to is a couple of things. I think it's going to change MMA contracts. Because if you sign me for 6 fights, you're going to give me that number when I sign. It's going to be 100,000, 500,000, 800,000, and you're going to pay me that. Mm-hmm. So now we can start booking my stuff, so I'm not held hostage for years and years and years and years.
Right.
Because that's what's happening. But then also, if you're Jake Paul, you got to go out and find a bunch of 21, 22-year-old kids, sign them, start having them work. They make $12,000 a fight, Vince, to start in the UFC. $12,000. Ronda Rousey said it best. She goes, you can't go to the UFC and build yourself anymore. You need to go to the UFC when you're an established star and you have some leverage. Because they sign you to these deals, Vince. If you win the Ultimate Fighter TV show, it's a 10-fight deal that you have to sign to win that show.
Yeah.
It's almost inhumane.
Yeah.
It's almost inhumane. So if Jake Paul can very, very slowly, and he doesn't have to do events once a month or once every couple of weeks, but he can do 4 a year. And he could go to the PFL. He could co-sanction events with other smaller MMA organizations, and all of a sudden they can fight for $30,000. It's a big difference, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a huge difference. Coach, there are no were there early numbers in?
Oh well, they'll probably be released by the end of the week. What we do know is for Netflix, it was a powerful number one. A powerful number one. So Mike Tyson was 60 million views when he fought Jake Paul. Anthony Joshua, he paid Anthony Joshua, the former heavyweight champion of the world, Vince, the biggest payday of his career. Fighting Jake Paul. That's why Netflix wants to be in business with Jake Paul. Yeah. So I would guess a success would be 30 to 40 million views, I would guess.
Wow, God.
And probably UFC Fight Night had maybe a couple 100,000, maybe 300,000.
That's crazy when you compare that to Raw. Like that's
bananas.
That's crazy.
Correct. Crazy. And I think that's why Netflix is looking at it saying, hey, for all the negativity that you see online, most of it is from people who blindly love the brands. And we know who they are, right? Oh, I love WWE no matter what. If we think it's good, think it's bad. There's UFC people just like that also. Well, you're not anybody if you don't fight for the UFC. Your bank account doesn't care about who you fight for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the other part of this is the pettiness. We have a shirt called Petty Machete, don't we?
Yeah.
So Did you see the time that UFC and TKO announced the biggest comeback in UFC history with Conor McGregor?
Wasn't it right before wasn't it during the Rousey fight or right
It,
before? Right there. Right there.
right, yeah, right there when Francis Ngannou was fighting.
Yeah.
So it was right in the last 2 hours. Vince, you and I both know how it's a promotional machine. If you're promoting the biggest star you've ever had, biggest pay-per-view star you've ever had, are you going to do it on a random Saturday night when your event is in front of 200 people and you throw up a graphic? Or are you going to schedule an event on Wednesday afternoon? Say, big announcement coming at noon Eastern time. Join us in Vegas or wherever. That's how I would do it. It screams petty to me that you're trying to take the attention away.
That's what you're doing too, Coach. You're selling for them. You're 1,000% selling for them. Like, okay, like we know what you're doing, and there's a concern there. If there's not a concern there, they're not going to do that. That's why I don't know if I'd label it petty, but you sold for them.
Completely.
You let them know all eyes are on your product, and we're going to try to steal that. That's a win for MVP. Absolute win for them.
1,000%. And that's kind of what Jake Paul said afterwards. The one thing that I've always loved about Dana White, because Dana White, he is, Vince, he's the biggest star in the UFC. And that's a problem when he's the president and not a fighter.
Yeah.
Right? You can imagine WWE, the biggest star being Vince McMahon. No,
Yeah.
that would be a problem. So what Dana White has always done, though, is say, I don't pay attention to PFL or MVP. I don't pay attention. Because when you're number one, didn't Vince McMahon always teach us, why are you worried about number two?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Yep.
This clearly shows they're worried about number two because, Vince, you couple it. We talked about it on the last show, didn't we? They don't allow Jake Paul in the building, according to Jake Paul, when his brother is wrestling, so he can be a part of it.
Yeah.
If you're not worried about them, why do you care if Jake Paul is in the building to watch his brother or even be a part of it?
Yeah, no, if you're number one, you should never be looking in that rearview mirror. You're only looking in that rearview mirror if you're concerned. That's the only reason you're looking in that rearview mirror.
Bang. Yep. Bang, 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 bang. And right now, Dana White is also not a stupid human being. They have this UFC White House event coming up, 250, right? I'm hoping that some of our production will be there. But it's only 3 weeks away. And Vince, they announced today that there's going to be a bunch of WWE superstars, right, that are going to be there as cross promotion, which is very, very, very smart. It really is. But they're spending reportedly between $40 and $60 million on this event. But Vince, the talent that's fighting, they're not as big of stars as what we saw with MVP this weekend. If you're just talking star power.
Yeah, yeah.
But you got to admit that, don't you? You have to admit that.
Yeah.
There's no John Jones, no Conor McGregor. And I think the reason they didn't book Conor and they booked him for July is they said, you know what? This is already going to be a big event. It's already going to get a ton of attention. We don't need our biggest star fighting there. Let's put him in Vegas.
Yeah.
In July. Doesn't it feel like that to you?
Yeah, Coach, how old is Conor McGregor now?
He'll be 38 on July 14th.
Wow, okay. So he still got a lot of gas in the tank, no?
100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been sitting out for 5 years. And every time he says, a lot of people wonder, Vince, because he talks, he's the best talker in the game.
Yeah, right.
And it's so funny because everybody says, oh, he'd be perfect for WWE. Vince, how many 155-pound superstars have there been over the years in the WWE?
Yeah, well, Sami Zayn. That's about it. That's all I could really come up with, to be honest with you, Coach.
You are a savage.
But
true.
Johnny, I was going to say Johnny Gargano, but he's only $125, so I'd have to go with Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, that's it. And so when you're that size, he was never going to be great for WWE. And he's certainly not going to come in and be a manager. That's not who Conor McGregor is. So to have him sit out for 5 years, he's gone through a lot of personal growth. Reportedly, he went to rehab. And so I wonder, Vince, I really, really do. Part of his draw was the craziness with which he promoted fights and sold the fights. And I hope he still has that in him because Paramount Plus, we're directly going to know if that's a success, because if they go from $80 million to $85 million in a month, guess who's going to be responsible for that?
Yeah, Conor McGregor, absolutely.
Conor
Very
McGregor. So
interesting.
now what is it going to say if he doesn't do that much and Netflix with Ronda Rousey did?
Yeah, very interesting. I don't think you lose that though, Coach. I don't think you lose that. I don't. Did Vince McMahon ever lose being a showman ever?
No.
I just don't think you lose that. He's a showman. I just think once you're a showman, you're always Muhammad Ali. I mean, we can go on and on. I just think once you're a showman, you don't lose that.
I'm so glad you just brought up Muhammad Ali, because that's one thing I wanted to tell the people, not the people necessarily watching our show live because they're super smart because they understand us now, but for the fans who just wanted to bitch and moan and complain about everything that happened this weekend. I think they forget, Vince, back in the day, the allure of Mike Tyson was not him going 12 rounds in a bloody fight.
No.
It was how fast is he going to beat Michael Spinks in 91 seconds and Tyrell Biggs and all these different guys. It was the buildup. It was the 2-hour pre-show. It was watching him, shadow box in his room. That's prize fighting. It's promotion, right? Is it not?
1,000%. Coach, I'm a little older than you. I can remember Ali Frazier won Madison Square Garden. I was probably about 12 years old. And I can remember Muhammad talking that up for weeks and months. And by the time you got to that fight, that was the biggest thing in centuries. And it was all because he was the showman. He was promoting it. He was out there center stage on everything. And I don't think you'll lose that.
I just hope that fans understand that. I think part of the reason that all this has gotten so much emotion, Vince, is that we have been, and we talk about a lot on this show, we have been, unfortunately, not had heels. We haven't had, whether it's real sports or wrestling, we haven't had guys that understand how you sell a fight. We haven't had guys like a Conor McGregor. They're like, I'm going to go in, and whether I win or whether I lose, you're going to want to see me get my ass beat or not. That is heel 101. And right now, when we talk about Raw and SmackDown and WWE, I don't know that there's a heel right now that is willing to go out there and lying, cheating, stealing, whatever it takes. And I'm talking about how they booked Gunther last week on SmackDown is what I'm getting to. Because I think wrestling fans who are so educated in their own minds need to understand that's not how wrestling was built, and we need to get back to that.
Coach, I don't think anybody even understands what the definition of a heel is. I really don't believe so. I don't believe so. And the whole, build the heel and then the baby face with the chase and everything that worked and everything that is so fundamental, I don't think they understand that at all. I agree. I don't think people in the, I don't think, like babies in the wrestling business don't understand or heels. When you're cutting a promo on your opponent, you're supposed to be putting them over, because if you don't put them over and you beat them, then you beat nobody. I don't think anybody understands the simplest philosophies anymore. I watch this stuff and I'm like, there's nothing done that is going to make me care for anybody. And that's all part of it. That's the part that makes you care.
Care that they get their ass beat, whether you're talking babies or
care. Yeah, one way or another, right?
So let me ask you this, because obviously I have to watch for my SiriusXM show every minute of every show, and I'm happy to do it. I love doing the show. But last week I'm tuning in, and it was like a Seg 3. And not this Friday, but next Friday, they're going to go back to 2 hours, because they realize we don't have enough talent to do a 3-hour really good show every single week. And two things that stood out to me that I'm sure your head's going to pop off your shoulders. I want to start with the Gunther Cody stuff, because Gunther, who they have not used since the John Cena stuff, AJ, I don't want to hear about it. They just haven't used him at all. Right. Vince, if you're the WWE Universal Champion and they book a contract signing, and then Cody comes out, and I know he got choked out the week before, but he says, get in here and sign it. He goes, whoa. I'm not signing that until you do A, B, C, and D. Vince, I was always taught, if you're the champion, Isn't the most important thing to stay champion as long as you possibly can? Why would you be begging somebody for getting choked out one time to come in and sign a contract? If he doesn't want to do it, okay, I'll move on down the road and I'll be champion for another week. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me for the champion to call out the heel who was Gunther instead of the other way around.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you're talking about baby faces doing heel things and heel doing baby faces thing. And we see that all the time. We see that all the time, Coach. And I don't understand it because, I'm still actively writing, and I'm writing the same way now I was writing in 1999. Like, nothing has changed. It still works. When you're at these events, they know who to boo for and who to cheer for. When you got to get heat on the heel, you put extra heat on the heel. I don't, that's the part that is the biggest mystery to me, because we see this all the time, but yet you got Pritchard, you got Hayes, you got Heyman, you got Triple H, you got all those old school players there. That's the part that blows my mind, Coach.
It blows my mind too. And the other thing is, when you know what the end game is, you know what the touchdown is, and you know you got to get there. And right now they've been so predictable with Gunther that when he came out on Friday, and then here comes Royce Keys, and it's been January, February, March, April. We're talking almost 5 months since he came over. I think Royce Keys is a player. I think he looks great. Seems like a good dude. Saw him on Stephanie's show, all of that. So then he comes out and he goes, hey, I'm going to sign it. If you're not going to sign it, I'm going to sign it. I think they thought, okay, that is now putting Gunther into a corner. So then Aldis makes a number one contenders match. Do you think there was anybody walking God's green wrestling earth that thought Gunther would not win that match and become the number one contender? And now we're going to get the same match we were going to have in segment 3. Instead, we just waited for an hour and a half to get to where everybody knew it was going to go.
And here's my question.
Yeah.
And what does that do for Hobbs? What does that do for him? Absolutely nothing. That's the thing, Coach. Listen, we know in every match there's got to be a winner and a loser. But the key is you've got to protect both. You've got to protect both. And they don't do that. And here's why they don't do it. Because you know how you protect them, Coach? You protect them through story. Mm-hmm. That's how you protect him. They're involved. He's involved in a story with somebody else, and here he comes. But when you have no stories, you just got finishes. And when you're just beating somebody, you beat them. I'm telling you, bro. And I've said this a million times. I sound like a broken record. I've never forgotten the stench of Sami Zayn beating Gunther, and I think that has a big reason of why he's in the spot he's in today. He lost to freaking Sami Zayn and he lost to Jey Uso, okay? Meanwhile, both of those guys went to the back of the line.
Sure.
But now you want us to believe that he's at the front of the line again? People, I don't want to say people aren't stupid. I'll tell you this. Casual wrestling fans are not stupid. They see that stuff and they don't forget that stuff. And Coach, it makes zero sense to me.
It's why the numbers are falling on SmackDown. It's why anybody that we respect in the business hates these shows because of what you're doing. They're not stupid. We're not stupid. And to me, what I would have done, if you knew you're going to start using Royce Keys in May in this universal storyline, then start using him in March.
Absolutely.
Start building him up, right?
Absolutely, Coach. Absolutely.
Yeah. The Stephanie podcast, there was 3 or 4 great nuggets in there about him growing up, the things he did, AEW, always dream about being in the UFC. WWE. What I would have done is I would have taken that right there. I'm like, this is his dream. He passed up more money somewhere else because this is his dream. And all of a sudden, 2 months goes by, and we're starting to see him, Vince, in all different places. Now he sees an opportunity like we saw last Friday night, and he goes, this is my dream.
Right.
But also being a champion is my dream, and I'm going to jump on it now because we've been seeing that.
And we've always talked about that. We said the same thing with McAfee. That wouldn't have been a problem if there were a build. You need the build. They're totally eliminating the build. It's like Here he is. You've got to build, guys.
But here's the problem. And keep those super stickers coming. Right now, we're going to get to all of them at the end of the show. Producer Man will get them to you. Again, $5 will read them. $10 will get you on the Coach and Brolette wheel. But, Vince, we had WrestleMania on, what was the date? 17th of April, I think. Then Backlash was on the 10th of May, so 3 weeks. And now we have this Saturday night's main event. And then we have, in 2 more weeks, the Clash in Italy. Then we have 2 weeks after that, the Night of Champions, which Roman Reigns is on the poster, but isn't going to be at the show. So they sold tickets, and they're sold out, by the way. Kudos to them. But they sold them, and people thought Roman Reigns was going to be in the main event.
Yeah.
So now we've got 4 shows in about 5 weeks or 6 weeks. How do you build when you're trying to put these nights together?
I mean, Coach, when you're laying that out to me, immediately I'm saying to myself, none of these shows are going to mean anything. They're all running into each other. There are no standalone. And what does that go back to? Having your hand out and taking money from everybody that's going to give it to you. And that's the reason, bro, why nothing means anything anymore. It doesn't. No event is going to mean anything if they're this close together.
Do you remember when, Vince, I really feel like this. I know you were just at stuff where people go, man, I watch your shows all the time. And I've been traveling the last 3 weeks, and I'm getting that a lot too. And if people are watching a podcast, we have a good show, but we should not be getting more attention than the actual show that we're talking about.
I remember there was a time, and I don't know if they did this while you were there, but there were a time where we didn't have any pay-per-views 2 months before Mania. There were no pay-per-view because we wanted an 8-week build.
Mm-hmm. Now an 8-week build, and they're $79.
Yeah, now we're getting a 2-week build.
That's it.
What are you going to do in 2 weeks?
Nothing. And that's where, and see, that's where our issues come in, guys, is you've got a show that you're all interested in. You're paying. So we have WrestleMania was on ESPN, Backlash, ESPN, Saturday night's main event, Peacock. You're going to have Netflix every Monday night. So now you have all of these masters, as you like to call them, and they have to supply those. And I think Vince, the Rooster's coming home, or whatever they call it, I think everybody's knocking on the WWE's door. And now that WrestleMania is over, everybody doesn't want to play in the sandbox together. And they're saying, wait a second, I want Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia. I want Roman Reigns on Saturday night's main event. I don't want Cody and Gunther in Clash of Champions if I'm ESPN or wherever it's going to air at, because now you have to play in the sandbox. And Vince, if I'm getting this, and oh, by the way, where has CM Punk been? He's been seen more at MMA events than on Monday Night Raw the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Where's he been since WrestleMania?
Coach,
Time off?
Like I said, man, I wish I could truly understand why they do the things they do. That's why I love when we had Tony Khan on the show, because that was the whole thing. I wanted to understand why he does. I would give anything, Coach, anything to get Triple H on this show. Anything.
I would love it.
Just give us an understanding, bro. Maybe we're harsh on you because we don't understand. So tell us what we're missing. Tell the people at home what they're missing so we could understand your philosophy and why you're doing what you're doing.
We are harsh on him, Vince, because we worked with him. And on a lot of levels, I have to believe in my head, because he was always the guy putting his matches together. He had some of the greatest matches of all time. I have to give him that credit. And so if he has the psychology that we know that he has, why has that changed from now? Or is there just so much going on? Because Vince, there's only so many hours in the day. Look at our schedule. We had to move our show back an hour because you're doing a book. Sometimes I am moving because I'm doing golf. We're all doing 1,000 things. And when Triple H was just a talent, all he had to worry about was Triple H's brand. And now I just don't know if he has the time in the day to do it all.
Coach, think about the reverse of this.
Okay.
Do you know what would have been the perfect role for Triple H?
What's that?
When Pat Patterson stepped down. That is the think about this, okay? I'm telling you without a shadow of doubt, because Coach said it without even realizing it, about the psychology and Triple H being able to lay out. Triple H should have been the Pat Patterson of this generation. Now look on the other side of that coin. Think about Pat Patterson being the head of creative. That's what we have. That's what we have with Triple H. He should have been the next Pat Patterson.
Yeah, Pat never would have been the head of creative.
Never.
He couldn't have been. He didn't have the people skills.
Yeah, and Paul Levesque doesn't have the writing skills.
Correct.
He does not have the writing skills.
So what do we do here, Vince? What do we do? That we have 2.5 months until the next Big Four, 2 nights in Minneapolis at SummerSlam. You've got little to no juice right now when it comes to WWE. All the juice is with the UFC side of the business coming up on June 14th. And you've got talent that is apparently getting a break since WrestleMania. And now you factor in the pay cuts. And your boy is starting to do it again, Kevin Nash. And he came out, Vince, and he said that he now knows some of the names that have been asked to take a pay cut. And he said one of them is a really, really big name, and that even after the 50%, he looked at it, when he saw the number, he said, damn, that's still a lot of money. So a couple of things, Vince. Should it matter how much somebody's making? Because if I was making $1 million and somebody took half of mine, I'd be pissed no matter what. But if you make $500,000 and they'd be like, well, Vince is making less than you, so you should be okay with it. I don't think it should matter. It's whatever contract goes to whatever player. But the fact that Kevin Nash continues to keep this storyline going, I think that's a bad thing for TKO, because Kevin Nash is powerful. He's got a really sharp tongue, and he's being talked about by a lot of us on your brand, on this brand, on a lot of brands.
And what did we talk about on the last show? Who's Triple H's boy?
Kevin Nash.
Okay. This is passing the heat over to TKO. And nobody could do that, could do a better job of doing that for Triple H than Kevin Nash. Nobody.
I think if they flip this switch, and again, it's going to take some really hard decisions. And it's going to say, listen, all of you guys have got to go. But if they did that, bringing in somebody like Kevin Nash would be amazing. Now, I don't know that you want to travel to all the shows and all that, but to me, you've got to have people like us. We don't sit here and bash WWE because we hate WWE. We praise them. I just praise Triple H.
Yeah.
But we're honest about the business because we know the good and the bad. They need people like that. They need people to stand there and go against TKO. And I've got more. We're going to get into TKO in a second. But wouldn't you think Kevin would be awesome to be kind of an old budsman almost?
They need the people that have walked away. That's who they need. Coach, I'll be honest with you, man. Coach, I've been married for 43 years. Mm-hmm. Coach, I never go to any functions with my wife. I make her go by herself.
Why?
I hate meeting people I don't know. I hate having to stand there and have conversations with people I don't know. I hate it. For 43 years, my wife goes to all these things by herself. I'm telling you, weddings, birthday party, you name it. I don't go. But, Coach, my wife's retiring, right?
Okay.
So there was a function Friday night, and I really would have felt like the biggest piece of shit on the planet if I didn't go. Okay. Now, Coach, you got to understand. You know, they know my wife is married to me.
Yes.
So there's always chatter about me and, you know, am I ever going to show up at one of these things or whatever the case may be? So I show up. They all know me. They all know who I am. Coach, I cannot tell you how many times I heard the same story. I had guys coming up to me verbatim, laying out everything that happened in the Attitude Era. How'd you do this? How'd you do that? The cement truck, the this, the that, verbatim. I can't tell you how many people. And then what followed that was, man, I just can't watch it anymore. It's just not the same. I can't tell you. This is real now. This is real.
It's real. It's real.
This is real people. And that's the problem with wrestling, Coach. Those people that I met, they're gone. You ain't ever getting them back, man. You have turned people away in droves. And unless there is an attempt at some kind of a start over, like the Attitude Era was, a start over, these people are never coming back. And when you have more MVPs and they're tuning in on Netflix and they're seeing that, oh shit, this looks interesting, I'll watch this. There is not going to be, you'll never get those people back to WWE unless there's a total revamp of that company.
A reset. Or, and they do have the name value also. Vince, you're dead on. You're dead on. And the one thing I despise doing this is I almost feel like, this may sound weird, but that me and you are kind of like the vigilantes that the wrestling business needs.
Right.
Because so many shows and so many people love just to do the same shit. Talk about the segments on Raw, talk about the segments on SmackDown, and not talk about the bigger meaning of how you keep the business growing. And that's the one thing we told Tony is, in any business, you constantly should be thinking about this.
Constantly.
How can I make this happen? And if that's not happening, but yet you're hiding behind financials, then we're going to be doing this merry-go-round while all of them get rich.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
And all the wrestlers don't.
How long have we been doing the merry-go-round already? How long have we been on this merry-go-round?
Well, you and I started the show in August of 24, and we basically started that. And to me, there's so many, and I think this is what frustrates me. And I go, well, we got 7 years left on the deal, so our show has plenty of content. We're always going to have content, Vince. But I love the fact that TNA got a TV deal, and maybe they could change. I love the fact that people are going to Australia. I love all of it. But what I want people to stop saying is WWE can never be beaten.
Yeah.
Because that's just being naive.
Yeah.
Everybody can be beaten. I mean, you look at the history of sports. There are brands that come, and if you're run badly or non-creatively, you go.
Yep.
You go.
Yep.
Look at WCW for whatever reason. I'm not pointing fingers on anything, but that was a big brand that had all the big stars. And I'm quite sure in 1997 that if you walked into the back, nobody thought this could ever end.
Right. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And how many times had Vince reinvented himself? And they're super smart people. If you're the Codys and the Romans, you have a chance. And maybe, Vince, I feel this way because as I start to get a little bit older, I'm smack dab in middle age. I want to make a difference in my career. I used to just be about, can I make money? Can I do stupid shit? Can I, I want to do this. I want to travel. Now, I want to make a difference that when I walk away in 20 or 30 years, I go, man, we made some shit happen.
Yeah.
Me and Vince made some stuff happen.
Yeah.
That's what drives me every day now. And I don't know what drives them other than money.
Money. Nothing. Money. That's what drives them.
That's
money.
sad. And that's sad.
Yep.
That's sad.
Yep.
We got a bunch of super stickers. Let's go through some. And then, Vince, I got some more good quotes from Mark Shapiro, the gift that keeps on giving. Let's go. Aaron Ben Shlomo, you are a premium member. Best show of the week. Vince and Coach, in your opinion, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good or bad was Ronda's match? Vince, I include the buildup, so I got to give it an 8. That's a Ronda Rousey match. It was 17 seconds. People got to get away from that. The buildup was awesome. I'll give it an 8. What about you?
Wow, Coach, that's 8. That's generous. That's generous, Coach. Oh, I don't know, man. Hey, listen. Hey, and again, bro, they had me. I sat there. I watched that whole show.
There you go.
My wife watched it with me. They got me to watch that show, and everything, like you said, the production value, all that stuff was great. Ariel Helwani was great, did a good job. Everybody did a good job. Yeah, the build up. Okay, if we're including the build up,
yes,
I'd say a 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Coach,
Okay.
you want to hear something so sad?
Of course.
Do you remember? This is going to be hard for people to remember. Do you remember when there were two things on at once you wanted to watch? When's the last time that happened to you, Coach?
I was just talking about this today.
Yes. Okay.
You got to go back and forth.
This used to happen all the time. There were two things on at once you wanted to watch. Now you don't want to watch anything. Now everything sucks. But Saturday night, it was Ronda Rousey and it was SNL, the season finale with Will Ferrell and Paul McCartney.
The greatest.
And bro, they were happening at the same time.
That's right. That's right.
Bro, I swear to God. So I first time in God knows how long I want to watch two things at once. So the freaking fight is 17 seconds. Then we go to Will Ferrell on SNL. Bro, can you not bring back one old character? Just give us one. Oh, give us Lovers in the hot tub. Give us one. No, bro. No old characters. And bro, I swear to God, Coach, I've got the Beatles tattooed on my body. Okay? What is Paul McCartney doing?
What do you mean?
Bro, his voice is horrendous. Terrible. And I'm like, obviously, bro, the dude doesn't need the money. Get that out of the way.
He's a billionaire.
Obviously, he's doing it because he still loves to do it. But at what point are you really now going to start tarnishing the legacy? When your voice is absolutely embarrassing, come on, bro. Like, at what point is enough enough?
I wonder if he thinks that since it's not the Beatles music, that he's not hurting that legacy. Maybe he's thinking that. And maybe he's thinking that a lot of his fans are no longer around. Because he's in his 80s, at least, right? He's in his 80s.
82, bro.
82.
What are we doing here, man?
I saw the same thing with No Doubt is playing at the Sphere.
No Doubt at the Sphere, right?
They had a video posted of her the other day. She's married to the country singer Blake Shelton.
Yeah.
And he was bitching because he had his manager booked one of his shows the same night they opened at the Sphere, and he was pissed.
Yeah,
but he couldn't back out of it. She sounded horrible.
Yeah.
He hasn't sang with No Doubt in for years and years and years. It's a different kind than her normal music as a solo act.
Right.
And so maybe that's it. But the Will Ferrell thing, how do you not talk Adam Sandler into coming back or any of those guys?
Did you watch it?
I watched. I pulled a Vince.
Yeah,
Russo.
you watched it. Yeah,
I watched
Molly Shannon had like a 5-minute cameo. Like, whoopee, bro. Like, seriously? I don't understand people anymore. I just don't get it, bro.
I did. I also like old school. Like, I like that they opened with a lot of people are like, you can't talk about that. If I don't laugh at something, I'm going to cry at something. And the whole Donald Trump Epstein thing I thought was kind of funny. And, the Kevin Hart thing with Rock's getting shredded over some of the language he used in the roast.
I got to go back and watch that, Coach. I have not watched that.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Yeah.
But there's all these roasts now have the same guys in all of them. They have Tony Hinchcliffe, who's got a big brand, and there's no doubt, but I don't find him funny.
Yeah.
And I see a lot more people that are like, I agree with Coach. Like the whole Danhausen thing. I was on with Tommy Dreamer today, and he's just teasing me about not understanding Danhausen. I don't understand Tony Hinchcliffe. Yeah. I don't understand why he's so funny. He goes for, so Rock was a surprise, and he came out looking like $1 million, as he always does. But he uses the word like, the R word and the F word a lot, which I'm an adult. I get it. And kids shouldn't be watching that anyway. But I'm like, don't shred him for that.
Yeah.
Just don't shred him for that. But I think you'd enjoy it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that. I am going to watch that.
All right, we got a lot of super stickers here. So I can't. Producer, man, I can't even read these. They're so damn. I lost my readers, Vince. There's somewhere in the house.
Oh my! I could never. I
can't. I don't know where they are.
Oh,
I don't know where they are.
Coach, I'm like freaking Fred Sanford here, Coach. Hold on. Yeah, Coach, can you think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding, Coach? I'm like, remember
Well,
when Fred Sanford opened up the drawer, bro? I got a million of these things.
I
You
will
only
never
got
admit I'm
one
getting
pair?
old.
You
Yeah,
only got one pair?
well, I have a special kind that I bought, like it's.
Oh yeah, big shooter, big
Yeah,
shooter. Yeah, the big shooter.
exactly.
He's got the special guys. He's got the special.
PTS says Cornette is jealous that Vince Russo on a pole is a man enough to put his name on wrestling in a way he cannot touch with a 10-foot Vinny Roo pole. He did. I did actually agree with his take the other day because he railed on Danhausen the other day. He's like the whole mirror thing was stupid. The box they came out of where they went from little to big was stupid. I was like, for once, I've never had issues with Jim like you have. But I was like, I agree with everything he's saying about Danhausen because they're using him too much. But he even said the other day, he said, I know people are going to say, oh, he's the old guy. He's this, he's that. And I'm like, okay. But he's still going. Do you listen? Do you do his stuff on castrating the marks or whatever?
Cornette stuff?
Yeah.
Oh no, bro, you don't want to.
I don't know the history. Okay.
It's bad enough. It's bad enough. I don't need to get him going. So like,
gotcha.
I just kind of like, okay,
got it.
Jim, whatever. You know?
Well, Coach's Corner returned to JCW. It was great. I'll shoot straight with you. My price tag was too high. And Violent J wouldn't match it, so I had to walk away. I mean, that's what it was. I mean, I asked for too much. I screwed over myself, Vince. I screwed over myself.
I don't know about that.
Sean McDermott spot. Vince, we got a lot of super stickers. Started watching JCW the past few weeks. Easily the best wrestling show out there. I can watch straight through from start to finish without even skipping through the matches. Great work, Vince.
Thank you very much, man. That means a lot, Sean. Thank you.
Well done. Panhand. Speaking of MJ, what are y'all's favorite MJ song and why? I think myself and Vince are the same. I'm a huge fan of Dirty Diana. Always have been. It's funny on IG. You know, a lot of people do covers now, and they do covers of whatever's in movies and stuff. I love Heal the World. I love Thriller. You watch the movie and you see, and Vince, have you seen the musical, by the way?
No, I have not seen that.
Right. So you got to go see the musical because you know his estate does all of those. They turned the estate in from being $300 million in the hole to worth billions now for his kids.
Good for
them. The musical tells the story about how much he spent. Do you remember in the movie you always felt like, oh, he's loaded, he's rich. He was, but Vince, he spent so much on his tour. He wanted the biggest, baddest, greatest tour. Yeah. And then and that's why they told me you can't do that, Michael. And when he died, they were getting ready to do the biggest tour they had ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming there's a part 2 to that.
I mean, I'm hoping, Coach. I mean, I was saying the same thing. I mean, there were just so many things they didn't hit upon. I'm like, there's got to be more to this, man.
Well, did you hear the producer and the director got an extra $10 million each for cutting out some of the stuff? Yeah. So they took that out. Jack Fields, explain to me how Johnny Gargano can lay there for 2 months and not be released. Kari Sane was in a storyline and gets released. Please make it make sense.
Well, we've made sense, Jack. People have their favorites. I mean, that's what it's all about. We've made that make sense. Guys, ask yourself one simple question. Literally one simple question. Is Johnny Gargano making the WWE one penny? Yes or no? Is he making them one penny? That's what it's all about, bro. The favorites are going to be protected.
And I'll be honest with you, I have no issues with people like Johnny Gargano getting cut because of that question. There's a couple of questions we always ask ourselves here. Who would it hurt? If we say, why can't they do this? Who would it hurt? That's how we start here on the show. The other one is, are they drawing a dime? Because this is now a TV product. It's no longer a house show. And as soon as they say that, Vince, what did they announce over June, July, and August?
House shows. Big house shows.
11 house shows.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe they're listening. But you don't need, back when I was working, Vince, I would say you'd have 10 or 11 matches on a house show. a couple of tag teams. So you're looking at 24 or 25 talent that were mandatory for each brand. You times that by 2. Now you're talking 50 to 70 talent that you had to have on the roster in order to do those shows, because not everybody could do every weekend.
Yeah.
And so now you don't have that. So now they could probably get away with, Vince, I would imagine you could get away with 15 or 20 talent on each brand. But the problem is you got to write for those and write good, because you're not going to have a bunch of other people to go to.
Right. Is there do we know how many talent there are in the WWE, Coach? Do we know what that number is?
I have no idea. Producer man, ask Dirt Sheet Dan. I think
I'm just very curious to see how many people are under contract.
I'm curious what it is now, and I'm curious of what it would look like in a month and a half.
Yeah, with the house shows.
With the house shows, and I wonder if they're going to start doing contracts in a different way. I could see them, Vince, because I had a big, it wasn't an argument, it was a very spirited conversation with Tommy Dreamer. And I said, if they're going to be cutting guys out, I want your feedback on this. If you're going to go to a talent A who's making $500,000 and you cut them in half to $250, and AEW, TNA, JCW, everybody at those 3 companies can do as many autograph shows as they want, appearances as they want. But if you're in the WWE, the only appearances you can do is for the WWE that they set up. And I promise you, Vince, at all those autograph shows for 2 hours at WrestleMania, they didn't get paid extra for that.
Yeah.
Despite them charging $700, well, maybe Stone Cold did, but like a regular talent, when we used to do it, Vince, it was like you got to work for 2 to 4, 4 to 6.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
6
part
to 8,
of the job.
whatever.
That's part of your job. You're not getting a penny.
Don't you think that it would be fair if you're going to ask them to take less money than what they signed you for? That's my biggest issue, is if you're a Johnny Gargano and your contract comes up, I'm okay with that. But if you're in the middle of a contract, Vince, and you go to them and ask them to restructure, you've got to bring something else with you so they want to still work for you.
Yeah, that's a great point, Coach. It can't be one-sided.
Right.
It's got to be something on the other side. You've got to bring something to the table. 1,000%, I agree with that.
If I'm a talent and you cut my salary by $100,000, what did Karrion Kross tell us right here on the show? He's like, I can still make as much money out there. I got to hustle a little bit more, but I can still do it. Hell, Vince, Karrion Kross, Nick Nemeth, who I work with, Bishop Dyer, who I work with, they're on Australia for 3 or 4 shows right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yep.
And if you're a WWE talent, I'll ask you, Vince, who would it hurt?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely.
The answer is nobody. The answer is nobody. It's just closed-mindedness.
Yeah.
Angelusha, you got a spot on the wheel. Coach, I got a question for you. Every day I see people asking, where's Randy been? They do the punt kick angle to the main event of Mania. We don't see him again. Why can't they give an update on the show? Angelusha, great question. Vince, this is not just a Randy Orton thing. Before WrestleMania, they weren't using him. CM Punk, not in a storyline. Stephanie McCure, she's hurt, could be back a little bit. But yet they're using Paige and Brie. It seems like to me a lot of this top talent, do you think they're on new deals that are day-based? Or for a guy like Randy Orton, how are you not using him every single week?
I mean, that's the only thing that would make sense. That they're contracted to X amount of dates and they don't want to eat up all those dates and they want to like do a revolving door of, Randy comes and then Cody leaves and then Roman comes and then Punk leaves. If it's not dates, I have no idea what the issue is.
It's believable because TKO, they want to turn this thing into a Hollywood company. Yeah. They want to run it like Universal Studios. Yeah. They want everybody to be an actor. Don't you feel that way? I do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do. Yep.
They want, okay, you're a performer. You're on Broadway or you're in a TV show or you're in movies and you're going to work for a finite period of time. And maybe Randy, remember Randy signed a 5-year deal just like a year and a half, 2 years ago. Maybe he's one of the talent that Kevin Nash is talking about.
Maybe.
Because it could be.
Yeah.
Which I've heard there are some names on there that would shock us.
Yeah.
Would anything shock you more than having Randy Orton take a pay cut? This is his 5th. He'll be here over 25 years when this one's done.
Yeah.
Man, that would shock me.
Yeah.
That would shock me. GTO, can Jimmy Finger start working for WWE? Riveting storytelling in who cracked the egg and why. We all want to know why and who done it. Do you know what they're talking about, Vince?
I'm not sure who cracked the egg. No.
You don't even know what that is?
No. Do you?
No, I have no clue. I have no clue. Producer man, if anybody knows, put it in the chat, and then producer man, send it to me. Sean McDermott, you're on your way to being the MVP. $30 so far. WWE runs 4 matches at a PLE. How is anyone in the mid-card supposed to get over? When's the last time the men's IC title was defended at a PLE or even had a storyline? Who is the IC champ, by the way?
I swear,
These are great questions.
I could not. Okay, let me try to think who the IC champ is.
Okay. I know who it is.
Oh,
well,
geez.
no, maybe I'm thinking US champ.
See, that's a problem right there. I have no idea, bro.
Isn't it? So Dirty Dom was the IC champ. Trick Williams is the United States champ, isn't he? Pentagon. Penta. Penta is yeah. And he's defending the IC title. I think it's the main event of Saturday night's main event.
Against who?
I think. Producer man. Against who? Vince, I watch every show, and I can't tell you that. How crazy! I watch every show.
That's terrible. All kidding aside, that's awful. I mean, that's awful that it's so non-memorable. That's unbelievable to me.
Wow. PTS, the problem, we do our own shit. The government steps in on our fun. Being a juggalo is a crime, according to the U.S. government. This is my gimmick, Vince. Oh. He's trying to throw his gimmick out to see if you like it, Vince.
It's not a bad gimmick. I like that. I do like that. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody bought, producer man, congratulations. Bought 5 premium memberships. Nice. I do want to say this. Because we have been traveling a lot and doing a lot, and I don't want to keep apologizing, but I promise you guys that we are about done with our rebranded coaching company. And Vince, we're going to be knocking these watch-alongs out with me and you. And so trust us, whatever you're paying right now, we'll make it up to you. We'll do multiple ones. Also, so you guys know, I've started doing Vince Coach's Corner. And I send like twice a week, I'll do like a 5-minute segment with just my opinion on a few things. And they're only to the premium members. We email them out. And so they get that as a premium member as well, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice.
You're welcome for me doing most of the work, Vince. Okay.
Hey, I was going to say, if you guys want me to do something like that, tell producer man to just let me know. I mean, no big deal.
You would do that?
Yeah, of course I would.
Oh, my God. All right, everybody in the chat, say yes or no if you want Vince to do his own version of Coach's Corner that you premium members have been getting for the last 2 weeks. I think that would be amazing.
Just let me know.
About they love your knowledge. Okay, all right, we'll do that. I wasn't telling you that because I was trying to.
No, but seriously, when you were saying that, I'm like, I'll freaking do that. All you got to do is ask me.
Okay. All right. This is absolutely, this brand is growing so much. Vince, we have to change our expectations for our shows. Yeah. Remember when we first started, we're like, man, we'll get 2,000 views. Then we're like, oh, we got 3,000. Now the benchmark's like 15 for every show.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Awesome.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Paul Copperton, not only are you guys giving Triple H a hard time, but us fans are tired of it too. Maybe because we really thought he was going to change for the better. Oh, you're tired of Triple. I thought you're tired of us giving Triple H a hard time. I think for fans, Vince, and this is what I really try to do. Is I wake up in the morning and I tell you, we talk about this all the time. I'm trying to be positive and come from a positive perspective, even if I don't like something. It's really hard though, Vince, when you're watching it and you're like, I know this is bad. It's hard to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because you get mad at yourself for watching it. That's really what it is. You're watching something that there's no heart in, and it's meaningless. Thus, your time is meaningless. That's how I feel as a viewer.
And I will admit this publicly, that me and Vince have become very, very, very close. Truly, have we not? Very close.
Absolutely.
But the only thing that we have fought about that I need to apologize about is I used to tell Vince, stop telling the world you don't watch the shows.
Right, yeah.
Like every week, Vince, stop saying that. It doesn't help us.
Every week.
But the busier we've gotten, and the more I go, golly, I cannot sit through 3 hours of SmackDown. And I remember when you were at Sportskeeda, and you're like, holy Christ,
Oh,
I cannot believe I've got to do this show on Saturday morning.
yep.
And imagine if the shows were great.
Yeah,
if
it
they
would
were
be
good.
so much easier. So much. It makes our job. I tell people that all the time. If it were good, our jobs are so much easier.
It's not even close. It's not even close. Oh, my goodness. Okay, do we have... Okay. Okay. Oh, gosh, Vince. Don't you hate it when something on your phone doesn't work? Gosh, dang it. Okay. Oh, my God, these glasses are coming. Okay, Rip Shot. In 97, Vince McMahon gave that promo about moving past simple good guys versus bad guys.
Yep.
Did the modern generation misunderstand that? Now the majority want to be a cool heel and shy away from real heat. Vince?
You know what it is? You know what it is, Rip Shot? The modern generation, here's what it is. The modern generation want to be liked. They want to be liked. That's why they do what they do on social media, and it's all the personal pictures, and it's their real people. People just want to be liked. Back in the day, man, if you were a heel, it was the complete opposite, bro. You wanted people to hate you. You wanted people to be afraid to come up to you. You wanted people to believe that's who you really were. Those days are long gone, man.
I'll never forget when Vince started fining guys for not signing autographs. And I'll never forget Bully Ray was probably the champion for this. He wanted to be a heel 24/7.
Still does. Still does.
He still does. And
Yes.
I respect him for that.
Yeah.
Because that's what he has built his brand on.
Yeah.
And when he's on his, Busted Open, he gives it to you, but there's a heel tinge to it.
Yeah.
It's like
man.
you can't get it. And even when somebody gives him credit on social media, he'll take the compliment and then kind of give it back a little bit.
Absolutely. And he's done that, man, from day one. For as long as I've known that dude, he has not broken that rule from the beginning.
I would love to go back to that. I would love to go back. When I watch a movie, I love a good guy, I love a bad guy, and I love to be, oh, damn. Because I know I've gotten soft. That you watch something and go, oh, that's a little cringy to me. But in the 80s and the 90s, if it was a serial killer or whatever it was, those were movies that people made.
Right. Yep.
Right? Roast. The other day, the roast was stiff. And Kevin Hart got up the next morning and did a video, Vince, where he said, if you had a problem with last night, I thought he was going to say, I'm so sorry. He goes, get over it. And I was like, thank you, Kevin Hart. He's like, that's what a roast is supposed to be.
Yeah.
He said, nothing is off limits. Because in life, Vince, if I call you a name and we're doing a roast and we're truly friends, guess what? You'll be okay with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So many people are so freaking soft.
Yeah.
So soft. That's why I know we're gonna continue to cut through. We got to get back to that.
Yeah.
If I have to do the show as a heel, damn it, I will do the show as a heel.
Wow.
My sunglasses are right there. Don't test me, Vince. Don't test me. Just wanted to give a shout out to the two goats. Thanks for the entertainment. Richard, Janvren Music. Thank you, Richard.
Richard's been a lifelong Russo brand member. Thank you, Richard. Bro,
does he make music?
Bro, yeah. You know what kind of music he makes, Coach?
What?
Do you know what death metal is?
I've heard of it. Yes. Yeah, that's him.
He does that. Richard Jarl.
Hey, well, I'm getting ready to kick Jimmy Fingers to the curb.
Oh,
so we may need some new music.
Wow, interesting.
I mean,
yes.
Vince, I'm still bitter. I wear black shirts all this time.
Unbelievable.
Still bitter.
Yeah,
still bitter. Jimmy Fingers.
He's got to explain himself for that one, Coach.
You got a lot of explaining to do. All right, Jesse Talks the Truth, Spot on the Wheel. Are you guys doing a meet and greet event in Minnesota for SummerSlam? If so, I am there. Jesse, we're trying. So we're in that weird spot where we're growing, and a lot of people reached out. Vince, I had 2 people reach out this week about this right here. And somebody I think I sent it to you about the graphic.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
are you right?
Yeah.
So it's funny, guys, when a show gets to a certain level, now all of a sudden advertisers start coming, which is awesome. And then you have people who are managers, management, They like all this wrestling talent. They get booked by people, and now all these people are approaching me and Vince, and they want to put us on tour. But Vince, I'm scared to death. Like as arrogant as I am, I'm scared to death. And obviously, we wouldn't go if we can't sell any tickets, because what it would be is a live taping of this show. But does it scare you to think if we could sell out like a 400-seat venue?
Coach, I told you, bro, if there's any doubt whatsoever, all we got to do is bring in the big guest. That's all we got to do, bro. We bring in Nash.
Right.
We sit down and we talk, bring in Nash and talk about these topics with Kevin. Come on.
Yeah, we'll take a $30,000 loss just to say that we still sold the place out. We can do that. Maybe Dirt Sheet Dan would be
Let's not get panicky. Let's not get panicky. Let's calm down, everybody.
Jesse, in all seriousness, we're trying. We're thinking about it. Van Vliet is one of my best friends, and he does these. And he said the hardest thing is finding a good booking agent. So we're trying to find a good booking agent that you can trust, that does you right. So I don't think there's any question, Vince. Eventually, we will get this.
We got to dip our toe in the water, Coach, even if it's one time.
Got to dip it.
Yeah,
I think we might be surprised.
Yeah.
I think we might be surprised.
Yeah.
M. Heaton, are you saying HBK deserves no love that Trick and Oba got over? Because look at them. I can name countless examples of people with the look that didn't get over.
He started M. Heaton last week. Remember M. Heaton? You're not engaging me again, M. Heaton. You're not engaging me again. Let me tell you something. I have 2 granddaughters, okay? 3 and 5. They could get Boba Fett over. Okay, bro? They could get Boba Fett over.
Guys, M. Heaton, love you, and I know you're here for every single show. Why do you want to get Vince angry?
Exactly, man. Yeah. Exactly.
And don't you know by now what the show is all about? Do you think we lay in bed at night going, oh, is Oba Femi over? Is Trick over?
Yeah.
That doesn't go through my head even one time. It does when I do the show.
Yeah.
But you want to give HBK credit. You want to give Triple H credit. Sometimes you got to give the freaking talent credit.
Listen, M. Heaton. Here, I'm going to throw this at you. Okay. This Trick Williams, this freaking dude oozes charisma, bro. He's got charisma pouring out of every orifice in his freaking body. Here's the question, M. Heaton. You watch what they do with him. You watch what they do with him, then you come talk to me. I'm not talking about a guy going over and getting himself over with the way he looks in his promos. That's him. That's him. You tell me if they ever take that to the next level.
So I believe they're already doing it, as in wasting
the gingerbread man. The gingerbread man.
They did the gingerbread man.
Yeah.
Right. And then the funeral, which was the main event at SmackDown, by the way. Main event was a funeral of a gingerbread man.
That Nick Aldis went to. That Nick Aldis went to.
Yeah. Then you put Little Yachty, which is right up there with the Beatles for Vince as far as favorite album, favorite artist.
Yeah.
And they put him with Trick, which means they don't think Trick can do it on his own.
That's ridiculous, bro.
Ridiculous.
Wait a minute. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have any ties to Yachty?
No, but Trick is like a hip hop rap guy.
Okay, but Yachty's like not his boy or anything like that in real life.
No,
then why would you put him with Trick Williams?
Because TKO wants to use all these different celebrities.
Okay. Well, thank you for reminding me of that. Okay.
Come on. It's like,
now, why wouldn't you put him with somebody who needs him?
That's the point. Well, that's why I'm bringing up all these examples of what they're already trying to do when I think he could do it himself. Then last week, you saw what happened. They bring out Miz and Kit Wilson, and they have like a poem battle with the 4 of them in there that led to a match with Miz and Trick that Trick went over. And Kit Wilson completely undressed Little Yachty. Now, Little Yachty has a lot of hits. He's big in the hip-hop community. So I think they're trying to get that crossover events because Trick does have some pretty good hits, done a couple of videos before he came to the main roster when he was in NXT. That was kind of his shtick.
Yeah. But
So
he doesn't need anybody. I mean, to me, that's just a waste. Put him with somebody who needs. I would do the man. You know what, man?
what?
You turn Dawkins against what's his name, Ford, and you put Yachty with Dawkins. Now you got a heel.
They have forgotten about Carmelo Hayes, by the way. To me, Carmelo Hayes, somebody asked me the other day, I get so many things on Twitter, as I know you do too, Vince. And it's like, hey, coach, where's Carmelo? Where's Ilya Dragunov? They were doing open challenges up until a couple of weeks ago. And it's like, I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how these guys drop off of TV when they're doing so. It's almost like Vince is saying, they're over, so we're not going to use them. They're over, we're not going to use them because then we'll have to pay them more. By the way, Carmelo did have what I thought was the match of the night against Ricky Saints, who's one of the big new call-ups, although he's a little smaller. And, of course, he loses his first official match on SmackDown. They don't want to build anybody.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Tay-Jack, spot on the wheel. Michael, the movie is currently in development with Lionsgate Part 2 confirmed. Okay.
Wow.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because they left out a ton of stuff. Team Quellick. Would JCW be open to an invasion angle with AEW if Coach was a GM and Foley as commissioner? Also, I know Russo's favorite AC/DC song is Mr. Speed. My man Ricky from O-Town. What's up, Ricky?
That's supposed to be Kiss because that's your boy LaGreca's favorite Kiss song, and I always make fun of him for that. I always make fun of him for that.
Well, the question is interesting, because there's been a lot of rumors on the dirt sheets that Mick could be brought in to be a commissioner type, who was the only show that told Tony to do that?
We did.
Oh, it was we did that right here. And people said, Mick never. I see people online. They're like, Coach, he wouldn't make a difference. He wouldn't change the number. Guys, it's not about him changing the number. It's about creating a show where you have a really popular guy who's a huge star. And Vince, he walked away from WWE. He's done. The whole political climate.
That's done. Over. And he looks damn great. He's probably in the best health he's been in the last 30 years.
Would you bring him in if you were Tony Khan to be in a role like that?
1,000%. 1,000%.
Would you bring the coach in to be his GM of that commissioner?
1,000%. 1,000%.
I would too. Biggie Smalls. Do you know who Biggie Smalls was?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Someone brought up something very interesting. At WrestleMania, Jade Cargill came out first as a champion. Does that mean anything in terms of who wins or loses the match, Vince?
The champion should always come out last. I mean, I don't care what anybody says. The champion should always come out last.
Normally what happens, at least UFC used to do this, is kind of whoever is over or the bigger star comes out second. And normally that is the champion in the UFC. Now in WWE, 1,000% the champion should come out. 1,000%. Aaron Ben, thank you for the reply. Thank you for being a premium member. All Access, Joseph Bruin here. Just curious where your ultimate destination of choice would be for a future WrestleMania. Wow.
Bro, Joseph Bruin, he did like an 8-part interview with me. Great interviewer. I was at his convention up in Boston. That's where I met Jimmy Fingers. Joseph Bruin is great. You guys should check out him on YouTube. Great freaking interviewer, bro. Great interviewer.
Wow. So Joseph runs his own autograph thing?
He does it. He does a convention every year up in New Hampshire. So well run. I mean, it was so professional. Yeah.
I'm sure that it was. You made money at said convention?
A little bit.
Wow, a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joseph. It's not like
bro. You weren't at Pebble Beach that weekend. You weren't at Pebble Beach that weekend. Yeah.
Stop it right there.
If it's a Saturday, Coach is on a golf course, bro.
That is not true. I was this week. This is normally not true. Right. Sean McDermott, he wants to be the MVP.
Well, let's answer his question, though. What would be the...
great question. And never have it in Miami. I think of logistics. I will tell you this. I would do Nashville. because Nashville has a brand new football stadium they're building, $2.6 billion. I was just there, Vince, a couple of months ago. It is unbelievable how much the downtown has grown. It could handle a WrestleMania. They're making a bid for a baseball team. They have hockey. They have football. They want the NBA. They're going to get the WNBA. To me, it's Nashville, Tennessee, and it's easy to get to and easy to drive from so many different states.
Right smack in the middle, pretty much. Yeah.
That would be my number one.
Yeah,
that'd be my number one. Plus, you could get a lot of celebrities that are in music that live there.
And I mean, a lot of celebrities not in music live there. You'd be surprised. A lot of people live in Nashville, bro.
Yeah, no state income tax. Yeah, very, very affordable to live there. Yeah. All right, Sean McDermott, now is the time for Tony Khan to strike. Imagine at Double or Nothing, Cross the Scarlet Walkout, The New Day, Aleister Black, Kari Zane, and apparently Mick Foley may have signed as an authority figure. Could change the game. Vince, I want to believe that this can happen. I want to believe if Tony Khan can invest, but then also he needs somebody like you. He needs somebody that's willing to go outside of the box to try to take, because Vince, I don't think it's going to take that much to get viewers to come over. But when they come over, they have to like what they're watching.
Yeah, but you know what, Coach? Tony is always going to write the show. That's his love and that's his passion. It's been his love and his passion since he was a kid. He's always going to write his show, and he's always going to write the show in his style. He just is.
Maybe just a little compromised. I'm not saying that I hate the show, and I really like Tony. You know how much you and I got insulted, or it wasn't a lot. But there were people, now you're glazing Tony Khan. Now you love Tony Khan. And I'm like, you guys missed the entire point of our show and what we do. We never ripped Tony Khan. We ripped stuff on the show.
Yep, never. Yep.
And never. And we brought him on.
He's a likable guy, for crying out loud. How do you not like that guy?
Exactly.
I mean, seriously,
exactly.
I'm being totally honest. I could give you a million reasons not to like Triple H. Let's face it. Give me one reason not to like Tony Khan. One reason.
That's exactly it. A lot of, when I say you, I'm not talking to everybody, but a lot of wrestling fans, you take this so damn seriously.
Right.
This is our jobs. If this was not my job, I would not sit here 5 hours a week, 5 days on SiriusXM, talk about wrestling. I wouldn't. It's not that serious to me. It's entertainment to me. So don't take it that seriously, and then maybe you'll look at us and how we dealt with Tony a little differently.
Yeah.
We have a role in wrestling in this country. It's a very important role. Very important role. GTO, the music on the pre-show, enjoyed the hour of music. Oh, now another person.
Oh, Jimmy Thing is getting put over.
Oh, he is. Maybe that's something. Maybe we just stumbled on something. We played his music for an hour because we already had the show, like the pre-show playing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a YouTube thing. Yeah. And so, producer man, he also put up what do they call them when you have like 4 choices? Oh my God, I can't even think.
A poll.
No, not a poll. It was like questions. It was like what do you call it when you ask a question and you got 4 choices? What do you call that?
Multiple choice. Multiple choice question.
Trivia. For God's sake, trivia is the word I'm looking for. Good Lord. Good Lord.
Coach, you want some glasses?
Oh my God. How about a brain? Can you give me a brain? I'd take one of those too. By the way, for GTO, he's talking about the Who Cracked the Egg thing is from the pre-show music from. Oh, got it.
I had a feeling it was a Jimmy.
Okay.
A Jimmy Finger song. Coach, you want me to send? Listen, I'll send you my Dudley glasses. Here, you want these?
Oh my God, those are Dudley glasses.
These are my Dudley glasses. Yeah.
Oh, like I feel naked right now because I'm literally, I've never struggled so hard to read.
I don't know how. Oh my God, you take my reading glasses away from me, I'm done, bro. Okay. Put a fork in me, man.
05. Hi guys, love the show and I look forward to each of them. Thank you. Question for Vince: will JCW ever come north of the border? Montreal would welcome JCW with open arms. Keep up the good work, guys.
I'm sure they would, man. Absolutely. I'm sure we're open to going everywhere, man. Yep.
Okay. Save Crystal Gaming. If you guys take Coach and we're on the road, please keep the Pittsburgh area in mind. I love listening to the show at work. Keep it up, and God bless. In a perfect world, this is a perfect world. I would love to do like one every 2 months. I'd love to do like 6 a year.
Yeah.
I think that would be, check your DMs. Ask for your shirt size and P.O. box 16 times. I have more stuff for you than Vince.
See that? Jimmy coming through.
Not in my DMs.
You see
16
that?
times.
You need to apologize now.
I will not.
What are you talking about?
I will not.
You didn't check your DMs, man.
I'm looking right now. There's nothing on IG. Nothing on IG. I'm looking on Twitter. Nothing. Zero. He's not asked 16 times.
Interesting. Very interesting.
X and Instagram. There's nothing from Jimmy Fingers. In fact, I want Producer Man to handle it for me. I'm too big of a star to say,
oh my God.
P.O. box. P.O. box. What are we talking about? P.O. box. All right. I think, unless I missed a bunch, I think those are all the super stickers. Vince, we do have something we got to do before we get out of here today. And I want you to embrace this, and I want you to really understand who helps the show. Producer Man, can I see the face of the person that normally sets Vince off on the show? Pretty please. Pretty please. Turn your camera on. Where are you at? Unbelievable. Okay, here we go. Turn your camera on. Where are you? He's offline.
Yeah, he's probably eating a hot dog somewhere.
Oh my God, what are we doing? Yeah. What are we doing? What do we do? I'm trying to do something. I'm
Unbelievable.
Trying to
Look at that, man.
Oh my goodness. I
can't
believe
he missed the spot. He missed the spot.
Okay, he's back. All right, bring him up. All right, I want to do something nice. And Vince, I want you to do it with me, okay? Dirt Sheet, bring yourself up. I want to see you. All right. Oh my God, what are we doing? This is a disaster.
He's a bubblehead, Coach. I've been telling you, he's a freaking bubblehead. Will you bring yourself up on the screen?
I can see you, Dirt Sheet. He's having issues with his camera. Apparently, he's having issues with his camera.
His camera doesn't work.
I will say this. Everybody in the chat, do me a favor. We cannot do the show without Dirt Sheet Dan. Can't do it. Today is his birthday.
I knew you were going to say
There he is. Dirt Sheet. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you today, Dirt Sheet?
34.
34 years old. Okay. And you got a hair. Can you square yourself up?
Can you get in the middle of the box?
I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to fix it.
Move over. No, the other way.
We're good. I'm in the middle.
Dirt Sheet, I'm trying to mend fences here. I'm missing half of your face right now. All right, we're gonna leave it there. Because
do you not pay your electric bill, bro? Do you not have a light in that room? Is there not a light anywhere in that room?
There is a light on. The light is on.
The light is on.
All right. This completely got off the rails. I'm looking at the chat. Nobody has written happy birthday.
Hey, listen.
Write happy birthday to Dirt Sheet, damn it.
Dirt Sheet Dan. Eddie Munster called. He wants his haircut back.
Did you get a haircut for your birthday?
No, I got it like last week.
You got it last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the widow's peak like Eddie Munster. Look, bro, when you walk into the haircutting place, what are the directions you give the haircutter? What do you tell them?
Short and buzzed on the top.
Oh my God.
Sure.
I would ask my money back, bro, to be honest with you. I would definitely ask for a refund. No question about it.
So Dirt Sheet, so years ago, my hair used to grow like that. When I had a lot of my forehead showing, and what I had to tell myself, I'm going to tell you right now. Take it off, big dog.
Take it off, man.
On the show.
Wait a minute.
On the show.
How many super stickers could we generate if he shaves his head on the show, Coach?
Okay, all right. So, all right. So Dan, what if we did this? if we could get $10 super stickers.
10? No, whoa. Up that ante, Coach. Up that ante.
I'm in Vince on this one.
Oh, no. Listen, here's what it would take.
Okay.
10 $50 super stickers, and we split the pot with Disco Dan.
I think that's fair. So that'd be $500.
$500,
but Dan gets $250.
But he cannot let it grow back. If he shaves it off, it's off. It's over.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to give you a little time to think about it. And if we start doing it, then like we might get one show that. So if it takes like a month or two, DJ says, "How do I send a super sticker?"
There you go. What do you do about one show? We will get 10 $50 super stickers in one show.
In one show.
Yes.
All right, Dan. Dirt sheet. If we get 10 $50 super stickers in one show, and you get half, I'll even take the hit for the 37% that YouTube takes.
Yeah.
So you get $250. Would you shave your head live on the show and leave it shaved?
Sure.
Oh!
All right, there it is. All right, we got to promote this now. We got to promote this with billboards and thumbnails and everything, Coach.
All right, so Dirt Sheet, you have to make
I agree to
you have to make the thumbnails, you have to make the promotion, and then we'll promote it out, and we'll do it in like 2 weeks. We got to have people ready.
Let's promote. Give us time to promote it. Yes.
Promote, right? And then I will send you the $250 directly. Chat, you got to bring it strong. Yeah. This is worth it. This will be our birthday present to Dirt Sheet Dan. And so we'll have $250 too. So we'll do for the chat, we'll do 3 giveaways just from that.
Yeah.
3 giveaways just from that.
And you'll be doing Dirt Sheet Dan a favor. You'll be doing him a huge favor. Trust me.
All right. All right. So we're going to do 2 weeks, 10 $50 super stickers. But before we let you go, what's going on with your headset?
What a freaking mess, Coach.
Oh my God. What? It fell?
I moved my head and I fell. That's all. I was agreeing with you.
I'm going to send you. I got some extra headsets. I'm going to send you. Are those like gaming headsets?
Yeah.
So like you play a lot of video games?
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm not giving you enough work. That's clearly what
I'm
not
not
giving
you.
You know what the
sad thing is, Coach? You know what the sad thing is?
What's that?
This is somebody's son. Do you understand that? Somebody gave birth.
I feel like he's my son.
So
I feel like
you gave birth to this?
I feel like
gave birth to this.
Yes, I love this kid.
Unbelievable.
I love this kid.
Unreal.
Yes.
Unreal.
All right, Dirt Sheet, before we go. By the way, we still have some more video games to give away. Ghostmaster Resurrection. Dirt Sheet, did you ask Producer Man for your own code to the video game giveaway? You didn't?
Nope.
All right, I tell you what, Dirt Sheet, here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to give you a free code because the game's expensive, okay? What I want you to do if I give you a free code, will you tweet out to your followers? I will then retweet it. Producer Man will tell you what to write, and you give away 10 or 20. We still have like 40 left to give away, something like we've given away like 60. Yeah. Will you do that for us?
Yeah.
And then you get a free one yourself.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fair?
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it with you.
Why wouldn't you? It's a free game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at Money Shot. Dan's the best. See, Dan's the best. They love you. The chat loves you.
One person. Let's not get crazy. One person loves him. Okay. How many people are in this room now?
I mean, a couple thousand.
Couple thousand and one person. Yeah. He's got one fan. Let's keep everything in its proper perspective, Coach.
Hey, Dirtchi, you know what I would do if I were you right now? I would take this as motivation. You've got one person picking you up. You have one person holding you down. I would prove him wrong. I would prove Vinny Ruru wrong. And we nail the $500. You nail the giveaway. You nail the promotion. So then you come on in 2 weeks and you could turn the tables on Vince Russo. Does that sound good to you, Dirt Sheet?
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
I feel like I just gave you a plate.
Yeah, I can do that, Coach.
All right, let's go. Dirt Sheet. Everybody, happy birthday to Dirt
Happy
Sheet.
birthday, Dirt Sheet. Happy birthday
to you.
you.
Happy birthday.
If you live in a zoo, you
Happy
smell like
birthday
a
to
monkey,
Dirt
and
Sheet.
you look
Happy
like
birthday
one
to
too.
you. Happy birthday, Dirt Sheet. Happy birthday. Everybody, let him know in the chat how much you love him. Happy birthday. And to have those super. How about that, Mr. Hellaware? 2 people, Vince.
2 people. 2. Okay, 2.
I'm on Dirt Sheet's side on this one.
Yeah.
We're going after you, big dog. He's the modern
there
day.
you go.
Eugene.
Is this modern day Eugene?
That was my biggest rival, Dirt Sheet. Did you know that? That was my happy dirt. Oh, James says happy dirt day. Dirt Sheet. I like it. All right. So are we very clear on your mission? Thumbs up. All right. All right, Dirt Sheet, you can take yourself off. That took a lot of energy, Vince. That took a lot of energy right there.
Hey, Coach, we may have missed, I think Producer Man pulled up a super sticker, but we didn't read it.
Oh.
Am I right, Producer Man? Before we got into Dirt Sheet's gimmick? I just want to make sure we give the person the
Oh, okay. I didn't see this one. Keep up the great work, guys. AEW really just needs to use the people they bring in better instead of just the original surprise of their debut. Agreed. Pointless if they can't stick the landing. Vince?
1,000%. And not just AEW, everybody. Bro, you got to set the table for when you bring somebody in. You've got to set the table for them so when they come in, you get as much of an impact as possible. And nobody does that anymore.
No, they don't. They don't. I'm telling you right now, guys, there is a big highway out there for really good wrestling business if somebody chooses to do it. It's wide. It's never been more wide open, Vince. It is right now.
I agree 1,000%.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to be in our normal Thursday time slot live at 11 a.m. this Thursday. But what we're thinking about doing, guys, and I'm going to ask you on Thursday, we're thinking about moving our second episode to Wednesday mornings at around 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. We think that'll be a better time for us in our schedule. Let us know if that works for you guys. Because then Thursday we can give it to Stadium and whatnot. But we're thinking about doing Monday, Wednesday.
See, hold the phone.
What?
You and Producer Man.
Yes.
Are so busy.
Yes.
I text you.
Yes.
You don't read my text.
Yes.
You ignore my text.
Correct.
I texted you.
Yes.
Where am I going to be Thursday? I texted you 2 weeks ago to give you a heads up.
You did?
I got JCW on Thursday.
Oh. And what did I say?
You didn't say nothing.
No. That's bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now what I said. I'm going to read it to you. I have JCW May 21st to the 24th. Right. Then I'm going to my Airbnb the 28th of June, right?
Yes.
And I said, what shows are you missing during that time? Because just because you're on the road doesn't mean you can't do the show. And you said, I will look at the schedule tomorrow so I can see what days I'm going to miss. That's the last one you sent to me.
Yeah. Okay, you're right there. I can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't do the show on the road, bro. Can we move Thursday show to Wednesday? This week?
We can.
Yeah,
yes,
I mean that's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah. But it's right here. Like literally, I followed up on that.
All right.
We can do whatever you want. We've got your back. We can do every Wednesday if you want. But let's focus on this week.
Yeah. Okay.
So this week you want to do Wednesday?
Yeah, well, I have to do Wednesday because I'm going to be gone on Thursday.
Okay. Is 11:30 a.m. Eastern time good for you?
Wednesday.
So that'd be 9:30 your time.
9:30. Yes.
That works. Yes. All right. So everybody, Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. It'll be our live Stadium recording, and then of course we go live on YouTube afterwards. So Wednesday morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. See how easy that is, Vince?
I wrote it right down. Ready to go.
All right, everybody, that's going to do it for today. I believe we got to all. If we missed any super stickers, I promise we'll get to them on Wednesday.
Bro, we're flirting. Real quick, Coach. We're flirting with 2 hours now.
Oh, my God.
We're flirting with 2 hours now.
Too many super stickers. We may have to adjust the super stickers, too. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would feel horrible moving them to only $10. I'd feel horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
But we have so many. We're so popular.
Yeah.
All right. We'll adjust as we go. All right. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you and happy birthday to Dirt Sheet. Producer man always behind the scenes. Look on social media. We'll be giving away those video games as well. And I think that's it. So for my man, Vinny Ruru, good luck. So tomorrow's your final book?
Yes, tomorrow. I wrap it up tomorrow. Thank God. Yes.
Brutal. Can't wait to. I think I'm going to buy the audio version of the book, so when I'm traveling around, I can just hear your docile tones.
Oh yeah, beautiful
in my ears.
I like docile. I like that. Yes.
All right, guys, have a great evening tonight. Enjoy Monday Night Raw. Guess what? Roman Reigns might be there. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. For my man Vinny Ruru, I'm the coach. We'll see you next time right here on the Coach and Bro Show.